Hi, my name is Aaron Glatt, and I am going to talk to you today about the viability of starting out my own elk farm. First, let's talk about the why I want to start up an elk farm, purpose of the business. I'm gonna have the land. It's kind of one of my lifetime goals. My family is just to have our own small little ranch. Have a few animals on it, and I said, hey, well, why not put some elk on the land and try to make some money off it. So it's going to happen. We're going to have some land, and we're having the space available and the equipment. So why not throw some elk in there and try to make some money? So we're just really trying to utilize the land and the initial investment to its fullest potential. And just another way of creating another source of income. We're just kind of looking for another way to produce a little income, utilizing the land that we will have, and then also just providing the local community with a different alternative to beef. Currently, right now, average Americans eat 55% of their diet is red meat. So, with that being said, we're just providing another option to beef, and benefit of elk is that it's a lot healthier, a little more lean, and it's got a lot better nutritional value than beef. So, explaining the concept, how to solve it for a niche market. The niche market would be just targeting individuals who have a healthy mindset, looking for that next healthy meat, the next trend, if you have per se. It's really just looking for somebody that's just gonna want to have, the best meat per gram. It's actually a very, very healthy source of protein, healthier than chicken, in fact. My intent is to have 10 elk, 2 bull, 8 cows, and a 10 to 15 acre property. The idea is to start out small and purchase the elk as calves and then raise them and have them start reproducing and grow the farm from there. Trying to save a little money on doing it that way. So why should you invest in my business? First, there's a huge demand for elk that suppliers cannot keep up with. I got in touch with a few different elk farms. A couple of them in Minnesota had said that the demand currently is so high that the suppliers cannot reach it, and there's absolutely no way that the current farmers in the Midwest could ever keep up with demand for elk meat. Also the hunting, the shooter bulls, and the semen sales and stuff like that, and talking into more into genetics and reproduction for different elk farms. Elk are also very low maintenance animal, requiring a lot less care than beef. They pretty much just raise themselves. You buy them, make sure they're updated on their health and whatnot, but otherwise they are very, very resilient animal. Also going into the wintertime, their metabolism slows down, so they're taking in a lot less nutrients through the wintertime, just kind of holding out for that spring. So like I said, they pretty much just take care of themselves. So a couple of different options that I would be looking at in making a profit would be velvet. One would be the meat sales, and then number 2 would be the velvet sales. So the antlers. Each year, bull elk will shed a set of antlers. The velvet antler price has been on the market for about $30 a pound. And they are when they come in about 2 years old, they're dropping about 12 pounds of velvet. When they get a little older, they're dropping about 30 pounds plus per year per bull elk. So I mean, there's a little bit of profit right there. Again, that's going to keep coming each year as long as those bulls are around. And then again with the meat sales, average person is eating about 6.9% of red meat per day. And again, having another option for elk meat would be very, very nice. And again, just much more healthier than beef. Another option too would be is selling the bulls to shooting farms. Although I personally wouldn't probably be doing it, but at the same time, there's a profit to be made there. You can sell the bulls to hunting ranches, and some of the prices are ranging from $3,000 to $20,000 per head, depending on the quality of the bulls. So facts supported the viability of my business. Again, there's a very large demand. And this is coming from a current elk farmer with 80 head out in Minnesota. I will be starting out very small with a herd of 10 head. So selling within the immediate area, there would be, I'd be inducing a little bit of scarcity, which would be encouraging those to buy, potential buyers to want to buy, because of the fact that it could not be here tomorrow. Or they would have to drive. The closest elk farm to me is actually 30 minutes away. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Again, so I would have the convenience piece to it, in being able to supply the market locally here. And again, just a little inducing of scarcity, making people want to buy because they may not be here tomorrow. Again, going over the elk, they practically raise themselves. All right, leave me free to market and sell the business, and get around to different farmers markets. Is my intent to attend those markets and sell the meat there. So, for example, what I'm talking about, there was a 22-acre breeding farm with 25 head. On average, outsourced yearly costs were $4,000 to operate a 22-acre farm with 25 elk head there. I plan to have about half that starting out and operating it myself, so a yearly cost of operations is little to none. Along with those breeding operations too, they're talking about inducing and taking semen from the elks. I mean, there's a lot more work with an operation like that. So my competitive advantage, first foremost would be owning the business myself. I believe I am very capable of selling elk and the meat themselves. I know where to go with the farmers markets, the local restaurants. I know it's a great tasting meat, and with my belief into it and finding different ways to sell the meat itself, I think it'd be very, very doable. Again, the closest farm away to me is out in Pittsville, which is about 30 minutes away from my home here in Sparta. And the location, I'll be sticking around the Sparta area, closer to La Crosse area, so that way I have easy access to these farm markets that are coming in. Also other local businesses that may want to sell meat within as another option on their restaurant menus. And also another nice thing about being so close to town and everything is that I would have my farm open to public tours, bringing the community in, show them the process, show them what I'm doing there on the farm, get others interested in it, and I find that another way to get potential customers buy-in into the farm, let them try the meat. This would be a great way to interact with the community and get my name out there. Internal and external factors that could affect my business. First and foremost would be the funding. My intent would be buying a new house with a lot of property in order to have an area to raise an elk herd. By no means is that going to be cheap. It's also going to be greatly variant on the amount of land, the location of the land, the quality of the land, the house that'll be purchased with it, and then all the way up to the operations, the equipment, and the building, the fencing, the water supply. So there'll be quite a bit of funding that'll be needed up front. The elk themselves are running about $2,000, and again, this is going from one source online that I could find. There is many different sources depending on what farm you buy. The pricing will range greatly depending on per head and the quality of the genetics with said elk. Again, going in and finding with the right property, you have the right location. You need good quality land. Looking at, some people will be putting in food plots within the fenced-in areas and stuff to help offset the feed cost of hay and provide extra nutrients to the elk so that they can also raise larger antler growth. So again, going into having the right property is going to be key to the success of my farm. There's going to be a lot of licensing, taxes, other government regulations, tagging procedures with the elk, so I'll need to update with that and fall in with compliance with all the regulations that do come into operating an elk farm. The market demand, is, as of now and past, there has been a huge demand for elk meat. For the longest time, most of the elk meat, the red meat sales, was coming from New Zealand. We were shipping a ton of meat over from New Zealand, and it's just now kind of picking up a little bit for the suppliers here within America to semi-meet the demand, but we're still absolutely nowhere close to providing enough meat sales for the communities. Another thing, external factors that we're looking at is disease and sickness. Currently within the Midwest, we're looking at CWD, and that's affecting most deer populations. Elk are a part of the deer family, and CWD is a big worry. And just any kind of sicknesses that we'll have to be cognizant of, watching, have medical records and everything all up to date with these elk, and ensuring that they will survive. Again, they do practically raise themselves, but we want to ensure that we have a healthy herd. When wild animals are fenced in a lot closer together, it's a lot easier and they're more susceptible to spreading diseases and sicknesses within the fenced in areas. So we want to make sure we stay on top of that. And then, simple things like predators as well, making sure we have the fencing up correctly. Predators wanting to get in, especially during the springtime when the fawns are coming out. I would ensure that I can protect the elk and that I'm not losing any head for external factors that are out of my control. So overall, again, we'll be looking at want to start an elk farm here locally. Start out small, 10 head on the farm. Grow the farm within 5 years. I'll be expecting to start seeing some profit returns. My elk herd should be growing by a 5-year mark. Elk are are able to reproduce at about 2-year mark. So I'm really starting to look for profits to come back within a 5-year time frame. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.